The film opens during the yearly Global Warming Summit hosted by the United Nations in New Delhi. There, climate expert and paleoclimatologist Jack Hall is delivering a presentation. He warns the attendees that the planet may soon experience a catastrophic climate shift that could lead to a new ice age. When asked how long it might take, Jack admits it could be hundreds of years, unless the world reduces fossil fuel usage, in which case future generations could suffer the consequences. After his speech, Jack meets Terry Rapson, a scientist from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. As they discuss their research, a heavy snowfall begins outside, subtly suggesting that climate change is already accelerating. In the weeks that follow, strange weather events erupt globally. In Japan, record-breaking chunks of hail suddenly fall from the sky, tragically killing several people. These hailstones are larger than any ever recorded. At Terry's monitoring station in Scotland, ocean temperature readings plummet unexpectedly, so fast that even equipment begins to freeze. Meanwhile, astronauts aboard the International Space Station notice monstrous storm formations swirling in Earth's upper atmosphere. Back in Washington, D.C., Jack is seen dropping off his son Sam at the airport. Sam, a highly intelligent student, is heading to New York for an academic decathlon. Despite Jack's prestige, Sam holds some resentment towards him due to Jack's constant absence from home. Jack promises that after retirement, he'll make up for lost time with the family. After arriving in New York with friends Laura and Brian, Sam observes a flock of birds flying westward as if fleeing from something. Meanwhile, Terry calls Jack to warn him that the climate event may be happening far sooner than anyone expected. Jack asks how severe it is, and Terry gravely replies that such a phenomenon hasn't occurred in over 10,000 years. Over in California, a weather technician is spending time with his girlfriend when he receives a frantic call. Golf ball-sized hail is pounding Los Angeles. He quickly turns on the news and is stunned by the visuals. He attempts to issue a tornado warning, but it's too late. Multiple massive tornadoes hit LA, tearing through the city. In response, an emergency meeting is held at the Office of Global Change. One official outlines various bizarre weather incidents worldwide and claims that something is deeply wrong. Jack then explains that all of this is tied to disruptions in the North Atlantic Ocean currents, caused by the rapid melting of polar ice, an effect of global warming. He warns that this is just the beginning, and things will only get worse. Jack later meets with the vice president and urges him to initiate mass evacuations of the northern U.S. states, warning that a polar vortex could strike imminently. The VP is skeptical and walks away dismissively. Meanwhile, in the UK, snow begins to fall rapidly. 3 helicopters are dispatched to evacuate the royal family. However, while flying through the eye of a storm, the chopper's systems freeze. Their blades stall, and all 3 crash. One pilot survives, but when he opens the door, he instantly freezes to death. Back in Manhattan, Sam and his friends try to leave for D.C., but transportation is crippled due to severe storms. As they navigate the chaotic streets, a towering tsunami appears and surges through the city. Iconic landmarks, including the Statue of Liberty, are engulfed. Sam and his group rush to the New York Public Library for shelter, while countless others perish in the flood. Later, Terry contacts Jack and informs him that the Arctic air sweeping through Europe caused the helicopter crashes. Jack calculates that the storm will hit the U.S. in less than 2 days. He then examines satellite data, which shows 3 immense weather systems growing rapidly, one already triggering an ice age in Europe. Sam searches for a working phone inside the library and finds one submerged in water. He swims through the cold to reach it and finally contacts his father. Jack is relieved to hear from Sam and urges him to stay indoors, warning that going outside will result in instant death. Sam agrees but is clearly shaken. The following day, the group scavenges for supplies and burns books for warmth. They're startled to see a large cargo ship that's drifted into the flooded streets outside the library. Back in D.C., Jack briefs government officials. He insists that southern states must be evacuated to Mexico immediately. The vice president doubts the plan's feasibility and questions what will happen to the people remaining in the north. Jack bluntly states that it's already too late for them. They must shelter in place to survive. Surprisingly, the president accepts Jack's plan and mobilizes the military to assist in southern evacuations. In New York, some people inside the library decide to leave, thinking they can walk to safety. Sam tries to stop them, warning it's a suicide mission, but most ignore him. Only a few, including Sam's group, choose to stay. Jack begins a trek to New York with two colleagues, Frank and Jason. All three are seasoned Arctic explorers, familiar with extreme weather. Meanwhile, Sam's group discovers vending machines in the library for food and continues burning books for heat. As Jack's team journeys across the frozen landscape, they encounter an obstacle and are forced to proceed on foot. After hours of walking, Frank accidentally falls through a glass ceiling. Dangling from his safety rope, he urges the others to let him go as the glass begins to crack. To save his friends, he cuts the rope himself and sacrifices his life. Back in the library, Laura collapses with a high fever. The group finds a wound on her leg that seems infected. A woman with medical experience states that she'll need antibiotics quickly, or risk amputation. Sam decides to search the cargo ship for medicine. Brian and another boy, JD, join him. Elsewhere, the vice president, now at a military base, learns that the president died in an accident during evacuation. Even worse, the eye of the storm has shifted directly over New York. As Jack and Jason push forward, Jason collapses. Jack carries him through the snow, looking for shelter. In the library, the trio finds penicillin on the cargo ship, but are soon attacked by wolves that escaped a nearby zoo. Sam and Brian make it to safety, but JD is bitten. They rescue him and prepare to escape. Sam realizes that the eye of the storm is closing in. Risking his life, he distracts the wolves and leads them away. After a harrowing chase, he reunites with his friends. They drag JD back on a sledge through the deepening snow. Jack eventually finds a vent and tosses Jason inside moments before the freeze hits. He barely survives by lighting a fire. Meanwhile, Sam and the others also arrive back at the library just in time. Everyone gathers around the fire for warmth. Later, Jason wakes up to find everything around them encased in ice. Jack insists on continuing, despite Jason's protests. That night, they camp and reflect on how humanity has endured past ice ages, but survival this time may depend on wisdom. Eventually, astronauts observe the storms breaking up from space. Land is visible again over Europe. Jack and Jason also emerge from their shelter to clear skies. They spot frozen ships and the Statue of Liberty, confirming they've reached Manhattan. When they locate the library via GPS, they are heartbroken to find it buried beneath snow. Just as they prepare to give up, they notice an opening. They crawl inside and search the building, finally finding Sam and his group alive thanks to the fire they kept going. Father and son embrace at last. The story shifts to Mexico, where the new president receives word that survivors have been located in New York. He makes a national announcement and dispatches helicopters to rescue those still alive in the north. In the final scene, choppers arrive over Manhattan, retrieving people who had climbed to rooftops. Jack and his group are among those rescued. From space, an astronaut looks down at Earth and remarks that it's the clearest he's ever seen the planet's skies.